I am Jocelyn Diliso, and I'm currently completing my master's in international tourism management. And I will be presenting my thesis entitled Topserve, a subcontracting company effects to the clients, to each airline clients and workers. So for chapter number 1, it includes the problem and its background. For the background of the study, so the labor contractualization, it actually started during the presidency of Ferdinand Marcos when he signed the Presidential Decree 442, which is also known as the Labor Code of the Philippines. So under the Article 106 to 109, so it shows, or it is the clause that allows the contracting or the provision for contracting and subcontracting. And then the type of employment has passed on from one president to another until the new president or our current president, which is President Rodrigo Duterte. So part of his campaign is to phase out the contractualization and provide a better labor in the Philippines. So he signed the Executive Order number 51, which aims to protect the workers' right to security of tenure. So when we say security of tenure, so that is the situation wherein the worker won't worry if they'll be working the next day. So it is not like what we see on TV or in movies wherein when the bosses get mad of their employees, they're gonna be like, you're fired. So that is not applicable here in the Philippines because of the labor laws. So since the election of our new president, so he has been really focused, aside of course from the fight against the drugs, he has been focused on the labor, the regularization, since it is one of his promise to the people of the Philippines. So there has been a dilemma, especially during the start of it. Okay, so people or businesses, most especially in tourism and hospitality industry, they have been businesses wherein they are forced to regularize employees just because they failed to comply with the subcontracting agreement. So for the statement of the problem, first one is identifying the profile of the respondents. It includes the age, gender, position, educational attainment, years, work experience, and years of working with Topserve together with the salary. So for the respondents, we're going to be having clients and contracted workers. The second statement of the problem, what are the requirements needed by the airline companies from Topserve in terms of compliance to labor law? And then for the third one, why do airline companies engage in subcontracting and or stay in partnership with Topserve? What are their primary reasons? Fourth is it beneficial or disadvantageous for airline clients when they try to farm out services from Topserve, considering the following terms or factors: the labor cost, operational cost, quality of work, human resource, and administrative management. And the last one, is it advantageous or unfavorable for employees of Topserve when it comes to organizational relationships? So that includes their job description and if there's any opportunity for growth, relationship with their immediate superior, are their views and opinions being valued, acknowledged and rewarded, are they acknowledged and rewarded accordingly? Does their superior provides them inspiration in doing their job? Next one is when it comes to the relationship with their teammates, are they teammates inspiring them and supporting them? And the last one is the compensation and benefits. So it includes the salary, the benefits, and in case of termination of client service agreement. So in line with the statement of the problem, so we have the objectives, which is firstly to identify the profile of the respondents. Secondly, to know the requirements needed by the clients from Topserve with regards to compliance to labor law. Third is to understand why airline companies engage in subcontracting, or why do they stay in partnership with Topserve. Fourthly, to learn if it is beneficial or disadvantageous on the part of the airline clients when they try to farm out services from Topserve, considering the labor cost, operational cost, quality of work, human resource, and administrative management. And lastly, to be made aware if it is also advantageous or unfavorable for the employees of Topserve in terms of organizational relationship with immediate superior and teammates, compensation, and benefits. For the significance of the study, it is beneficial for the researcher because as a training supervisor currently at Topserve, the data that will be gathered can be used in analyzing some gaps, or if there will be gaps that will be find out during the gathering of data, it can be utilized to create a materials to bridge the gap among the employees, like the expectation of their performance compared to their current performance. For Topserve, of course, they will know their strengths and weaknesses, and they can have a strategic formulation for the betterment of their services. For the airline firms, if they get to weigh the pros and cons, they will be able to decide whether they or will not engage in subcontracting arrangement. For the workers, so they will know also, they can weigh the advantages and disadvantages of being employed or being a contracted workers. For other researchers, since though this is a widely used type of employment, there is not much references or research studies, journals pertaining to this kind of research, the subcontracting. So I mean, there are some studies, but mostly international. There's not much of local researches. And then for the readers, it gives them a perspective or basic understanding on the principles of subcontracting. For the scope and limitation, so it is focused on the effects of Topserve. So it will only limit itself to surveying the employees and interviewing its airline clients representative. So it will not represent the complete situation in the Philippines nor the worldwide. Okay, so moreover, it will not also represent the whole situation because the researcher or I will only be sampling based on those who will agree to be sampled. Okay, for chapter 2, so subcontracting is widely accepted. The government, especially the Department of Labor, has been issuing regulation on this type of arrangement to make everyone aware. So to avoid exploitation on both parts, the employer and the employees. So we have the Department Order 174-17. It states the prohibition on labor-only contracting. And then there's an additional provision or a new release of the Department Order or the newest one, which is the 183-17. So this provided more clarifications, and it also provided clearer penalties and how to correct any audit findings when the Secretary of the Department of Labor found something to be corrected within the establishment, okay, performing the subcontracting arrangement. And it also focuses on the employee safety when it comes to the workplace. So if the airline firms, they fail to have an effective subcontracting management system, so they might save cost. However, it will lessen the quality of the service that they offer to the customers. And that can hurt their businesses in the long run. So in the current or in the most present times, employees that are working for subcontracting company actually is almost the same as working in the direct employees of the airline businesses, except of course, they might earn less because they are expected to perform jobs that are not directly related to the main business of the client. So this is the conceptual framework. We have the trilateral relationship. In the trilateral relationship, we have the airline clients, Topserve, and the contract workers. There's a direct relationship between the airline clients and Topserve because they are bound or legally bound by a service agreement. And that's the same with Topserve and contract workers. They are bound by the employment agreement. But the contract workers are not directly related to the airline clients because they are only deployed in the client's premise. So for chapter number 3, we have the methods of the study or the methodology. So for the research design, I will be using the mixed approach. So with the mixed approach, I'm going to be using the qualitative research and the quantitative. So for qualitative, I will apply it with the data that I am going to get from the clients. So there will be interviews. While for the quantitative, there's going to be a survey questionnaire that will be disseminated among the Topserve employees. For the participants of the study, of the first one, for the client part, so currently Topserve has 13 airline clients. And then on the second table, it shows the total number of employees that are deployed in the airline clients. They are 1,106. It also shows the amount or number of employees per client account. It does not show the exact name or the name of the clients because they prefer not to disclose their business names. And we have to we have to follow the Data Privacy Act. Next is for the sampling. I'm going to be using a convenient sampling. Okay, so this is one of the most convenient way, okay, because I have to I will only be able to interview those clients that will agree to be interviewed. And then to get the sample size for the Topserve employees, I apply the Slovin's formula, which is sample size is equivalent to total population divided by 1 plus the total population multiplied by the margin of error squared. So the margin of error that is considered in this is 5%. So we are considering 95% confidence in the sample size. Okay, for the research instrument, gonna be using interview questions to be given or to be utilized while interviewing the clients, and then survey questionnaire to be disseminated to the contracted workers. Then for the statistical treatment of data, gonna be using the Likert scale. So this is commonly used in researches because it tried to measure the perception of the respondents basing on their strong agreement, like if they strongly agree or if they strongly disagree. So in this case, they're gonna be coded numerically, and then in this study, it's gonna be specifically defined as for number 1, it's gonna be extremely satisfied, 4 highly satisfied, 3 neutral, 2 slightly satisfied, and the last one is not satisfied. So for the appendices, so these are the interview questions. Sorry. So the 1, what made you decide to engage in subcontracting? Number 2, why did you choose Topserve service as service provider? Number 3, what do you require from Topserve to present in certain period for you to ensure non-violation in the labor law? 4, what are the advantages of being in partnership with Topserve? Number 5, what are the disadvantages of being in partnership with Topserve? 6, what are the areas and or aspects that you think Topserve can improve on? And lastly, what do you suggest to Topserve for it to ensure and maintain its goal to provide you with excellent services? So this is going to be asked to the client representative that will agree to be interviewed. Then on the second appendix, so this is the survey questionnaire that's going to be disseminated to the Topserve deployed employees. So they are categorized. So there is the application. It's gonna be I'm gonna be applying the Likert scale here. So it's categorized in the organizational relationship with superior. Okay, so these are the factors in engaging their relationship with superior or the Topserve representative. And then the teamwork. And then lastly, the compensation and benefits. Okay. So that ends my simple presentation. Again, I'm Jocelyn Deliso, Master in International Tourism Management. Thank you.